have a quick summary of the compensation plan available in the back office. It does have a lot of details, but be assured that every step of this compensation plan has been thoroughly thought out to lead to the greatest commission possible. And in doing so, each step requires the person to practice the right behavior that will propel them forward in terms of their career and in terms of their compensation. So let's go straight into the topic of why we're here today. And knowing how to work the plan is even more important than knowing how the plan works. And that's something that I really want to discuss with you today. Before you get deep down into all the 10 different types of commissions you can make with Wellness Pro, we want to make sure that you know how to work the plan. So what's the difference between knowing how to work the plan and how the plan works? Well, knowing the plan implies you know rules and rewards, and of course it's beneficial to know that we have one of the most competitive Fast Start programs in the industry. We have an amazing customer program where if a customer signs up and gets 3 customers in the same month, they get the next month for free. We have advancement bonuses, we have matching bonuses, we have car bonuses, we have leadership bonuses, all different types of incomes, 10 of them. But you don't need to know everything in order to know how to work the plan. Another aspect of knowing how the plan works is knowing how it affects you and your team. So if I do 2,000 volume this month in this many levels, what am I going to get? What will Orlando get if Orlando becomes a platinum wellness consultant this month? So those are all important, but not as important as knowing how to work the plan. So knowing how to work the plan implies that you know what to do each month. If you remember two webinars ago, I was talking about being active in the beginning of the month, getting 3 customers, getting 3 wellness consultants. So what is it that you need to do to be successful in this plan? Then how do I help my team members succeed? So once you know the best practices in this compensation plan, you need to teach your team members the same best practices so they too can succeed and start seeing checks immediately. And that's really the key, is for people to be able to receive that instant gratification for their rewards, for their hard work. So within the Wellness Pro career ladder, all of the ranks, we have 13 ranks. Those are divided into 3 groups. First is the consultant group, and I know some of you on the call tonight are consultants. Consultants spend about 1 to 5 hours on Wellness Pro a week, and they concentrate mainly on selling and recruiting. Now, the next stage in the compensation plan, and then just so you know in terms of the ranks to see where you are, between Wellness Consultant and Platinum Wellness Consultant is the consultant rank. Now, as you advance in the plan, you become a team manager. And a team manager is someone who spends 10 to 15 hours a week working with Wellness Pro. Now, this is the person who no longer just sells and recruits. This person begins training, coaching, and mentoring his or her group and doing things right. So as a team manager, by 10 to 15 weeks, you should be familiar with the best practices of the compensation plan and being able to practice all of the golden behaviors. And once I'm done with these slides, we'll review the golden behaviors one more time. Now, the next stage after team manager is someone who devotes about 20 plus hours to Wellness Pro. So this is a part-time job or a full-time job for this person. And the leader leverages time with other leaders in the downline, and of course also does things right. So leaders and team members, team managers, both lead by example. So how do we become managers? It's by building a dependable part-time income from your group at 18 to 15 hours per week. So becoming a manager is extremely important. You're not only leveraging your own hours, but you're leveraging other people's times. So you don't just work the system, you have the system work for you. And this is a crucial step between consultants, and team managers. And I know we have quite a few people on the line that have just joined. So this should be the first step, is once you've gotten your skills down of being able to recruit and sell the product, this is where you teach those that you have recruited to do the same. And once again, for managers, it's usually between 8 to 5 hour commitments. And of course, 15 hours, they don't have to be working hours. You can split and slice these anyhow you'd like. So how to work the plan. First, we sell and recruit. Selling the product we went over, recruiting wellness consultants, and of course, this is an amazing opportunity for you to start recruiting right like crazy, because the founding program ends at the end of this month. The next step is finding rising stars within your organization. So, and we'll go over this in a little bit. It's people in your organization that have the potential to succeed, and then helping them advance. So once again, leveraging other people's time in addition to your own. So selling and recruiting. Selling. You got to teach your team members to earn $25 an hour or more. And this is the initial concept that the beginning of the plan was built on. We do not believe that if people do not make $25 an hour in the beginning of this plan, they will stick around. We need to make our value proposition worth it. So if a person spends an hour working the Wellness Pro business, they should earn at least $25 in the beginning of the plan. And of course, this exponentially increases as a person grows in the career ladder. So teach a person to sell. A person must be comfortable knowing that in an hour they can close a sale of, say, one of the monthly programs. An hour spent with a customer, and actually an hour, a commission on a program is about $50 to $60. It's actually twice as much. So now we're talking about a $50 proposition as opposed to $25. And when recruiting people, this $25 an hour proposition is really something appealing. Who doesn't want to earn $25, at least $25 an hour in their spare time? So the next step is recruiting. And no contacts equals no recruits. And we all know this industry statistics that if you contact 10 people, 2 to 3 people will say yes, whether that be to buying the product or to actually joining the business. This number may be anywhere from 1 to 3. So very possible that you'll contact 10 people and only 1 will say yes. But so what? It's not a reflection, they're not, of course, not rejecting you, but they're rejecting the opportunity or the product, and very likely it's only because of the time for them, and they may return in the future. So contact as many people as you can to get those recruiting numbers up. And then once you do it yourself, and you'll get the hang of it, and you'll be more comfortable and confident in it, you can teach your downline to also recruit. So now you're not the only one calling 10 people, but the 3 people that you recruited are also calling 10 people a day. So now you and your team are calling 40 new prospects every single day. And these numbers are compounding. And the effect of working your plan is amazing. So if there's something that you want to do when you're committed to Wellness Pro, if you make a plan and stick to it, the compounding effects after 1 or 2 months are going to be just incredible. So selling and recruiting. And here's when we want to talk about leveraging. So for the amount of time you spend on the job, you get paid a certain income. Working in direct sale or organization allows you to leverage not only your time, but the time of your team. And the next step is you're not only leveraging the time of your personally sponsored team, you're leveraging the time of your entire downline. So we have Todd Boucher on the webinar tonight. First, Todd started recruiting and selling the product, retail, and building the front line. Within 6 months, he had nearly 2,000 people in his downline working for Todd. Todd might have been on vacation with his family, but his downline was still working. Todd might have had an off day and wanted to do something for himself for a couple of days, be away from society, his downline kept on working. And this is the power of having a direct selling business. With such a small initial investment, and not only in terms of finances, but in terms of time, you build an organization that starts working for you, and there is so much power in that residual income. And rather than do the work of 10 men, I'd rather get 10 men to do the work. And that's something that Andrew Carnegie says. And of course, it's no secret that it's better to have people, the power of masses working for you than working the system all by yourself. But you can't do it yourself. You gotta hunt down the rising stars in your organization. You gotta turn them into helpers. And if everything depends on you, you will definitely burn out. So find those enthusiastic people with a lot of potential in your downline. It does not matter whether they're in your first line, your second, your third, or your eighth line. As long as you're working with them, the compensation plan will reward you for doing the right thing. And in this compensation plan, finding the rising stars within your organization is the right thing. So eventually, as you advance, you'll start making matching bonuses on them and all sorts of good things. So definitely try to find a few people in your downline organization who have that potential, who can work with you, and who you can build a team with. So finding the rising stars in my group. How do I do that? Well, it's the sellers. It's people who are consistently selling every single month. So these people might not be making a $2,000, $3,000, $10,000 checks just yet, but they're consistently making $500, $600 in, let's say, wholesale income. Those people have potential, and I know the Canadians on the call, there's quite a those in your downline who are consistently selling to customers. Now, there are those who like to recruit, and our Spanish group here in California likes to recruit. So, and they're recruiting consistently. So find those people who are capable to recruit consistently. I know there are some people here who don't like, for some reason, the customers is not even an option. They just recruit everyone they meet. Well, great. Those people are the rising stars in your organization, and if you round up their skills by recruiting and selling, you can really develop them into true rising stars that would obviously lead to their benefit, and of course, a benefit for your check each month. And then the builders. And the builders are those who advance quickly and they consistently have their paid us title. So there are those who jump into business, two months later they're platinum wellness consultants and they're setting the next goal. So don't just look for the final check or the biggest downline volume. See who's advancing. Find someone who's jumped 3, 4, 5 ranks in the past 1 or 2 months and contact those people. And of course, by being a Wellness Pro wellness consultant, you have access to your entire downline, and now there's a lot more features to what you can see. So you can see who's active, who's not active, and who's the ranks are. So please follow those. You can also see how your organization is growing in terms of numbers, in terms of percentage, and click on that number and it will show you who's just recently joined your team, so you can track those people's progress. And I suggest you do that now, because as your organization starts building, you'll know very, very few people, and it's better to get to know everyone now. So once you find them, help them advance to the next title. Once you find that person, doesn't matter if it's your personal recruit or in your, once again, 8th generation, help them get to the next level. Work with them. Be their mentor. It does not matter that they have 7 other upline people between you and them. Help them advance to the next level, and they will help you. Reach all of your goals. And once again, you help them doing that by teaching them all the best practices that we just went over. So how to help them advance? You got to find their why. And this is something that I hope all of you on the call today, this is an evening, Wednesday evening call. For those of you East Coast, it's 9 p.m. So I hope that if you're here, you have found your why. And also thank you for joining, of course, those of you who are in rough climates out there. So help the people find their why. Show them the benefit of advancing to the next step. A person has to have some sort of incentive to move to the next step, whether that is a recognition, whether that's monetary compensation. Show them the benefit of advancing. And then third, train, coach, and mentor them throughout their journey. And let's touch upon each one of these. So first, help them find their why. Share your why and your story. Why are you doing what you're doing? Is it helping people that inspires you? Is it the opportunity to spend more time with your family and make income on the side? Whatever is your why, share the story. And all of you on the calls have pretty fantastic stories. And I know even if you don't think your story is that fantastic, the customers whose lives you've affected, they think that you've done a pretty fantastic job. So just having those experiences with Wellness Pro could be your why. Then ask them to share their why with you. Ask them how much money, how much time they want to work. Understand what their commitment is to Wellness Pro. If a person says they want to earn $5,000 a month and spend 5 hours a week doing it, you know it's not going to work. So make sure that the amount of time that they want to spend on Wellness Pro and their goals are realistic. And then also set a schedule for you and them to when you're going to meet each week, or a check-in each week. And of course, in this business, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So make sure that in their schedule, when you set up the schedule for them, they have the Tuesday evenings blocked off for opportunity calls. They know that Sunday and Monday they have to be busy getting people on those calls. They know that Wednesday evenings they need to be on the leadership call. Then maybe they have some local event that they want to put on themselves. Make sure you put a plan together as soon as they join. And this is crucial because people are excited, they're motivated. If you don't put a plan in force for them, they're not going to follow one, they're not going to put one together, not because they don't want to, they just don't know how to. So as a mentor them to put an effective plan into place. And I know the Canadian group had a wonderful plan when they had weekly meetings, they had weekly calls. You know, this is a new year. New Year's resolutions was weight loss. Maybe set up a weight loss challenge, let's say, on Saturday afternoons that your local, whether that's neighbors or someone else comes to. Make sure you make that plan. Now, step 2, show them the benefit of advancing. First question is it worth it? Show them how they will make more money. So explain to them that if you reach the wellness consultant level, you'll be making about $600 a month, plus you'll make a one-time one-time advancement bonus. Show them, you know, I don't want to be cliche over here, but show them the money. Show them how advancing through the plan will lead them to greater financial rewards. Connect them with the reward to their whys. What will you do with an extra $1,000 each month? So say the Platinum Wellness Consultant rank or Platinum Director. Let's talk about Platinum Director, which I think is a really great step for a lot of you on the call. At Platinum Director, you should probably be earning around from $1,200 to $2,000 a month. Once you reach that goal, what will an extra $1,000 to $2,000 a month do for your business? And $2,000 and $1,000 is on the lower end, so I would say maybe $1,200 to $3,000 a month. So have them visualize the results. Use pictures, goals, charts, place pictures where they can see it. A person needs to be emotionally connected to their goal. If this is something that's just strictly in their head, not written down, not very well thought out or visualized, they're going to forget what their goal is, and when there is an opportunity to diverge and do something else, they will go do that because they will quickly forget their goals because, once again, they're not emotionally connected to it. So whether that be sending their kids to a private school or to a campus summer or buying a TV in 2 months, whatever the goal is, have them visualize it, make it firm, and set a plan for them to reach it. Then the next step is training and coaching and mentoring. How do we do that? Well, mentor by example. this is important, and I had this slide before where there's another one kicking there was a person kicking another person in the butt, kind of saying, "Go ahead, I'll go after you." Well, you can't just expect your downline to work hard to reach their goals if you're not working hard and doing the things you want them to do yourself. So if you tell them to get on the webinars every single week, you better be on those webinars. If you tell them that they should get 3 customers, you better have gotten those 3 customers yourself. You have to lead by example. And in the initial stages, that's when it's most important, right? Because they're going to duplicate what you did. However they came into the business, they're going to try to get other people into the business. So it's very, very important that you lead by example. Now, train the correct principles. We have those 5 golden behaviors that we always go over. Make sure they understand what those golden behaviors are, because these golden behaviors, and I can't reiterate this enough, these golden behaviors will allow them to advance in the Wellness Pro compensation plan, build a strong, solid business, not one that can fall apart if one person leaves, but a strong, solid business. And they will be rewarded for practicing those behaviors and best principles. So make sure you do the right thing. You know, and an example of what not to do, for example, would be come into the business, buy all this product for yourself, and then try to retail it. Well, you're not compensated this way. The plan isn't set up to do it that way. So make sure that they're following those 5 golden behaviors. And then coach with accountability. You know, set the goals, and try to get them to stick to it. And there should be some sort of repercussions, and I don't mean financial or anything like that, but some sort of repercussions if they do not hit their goals. Maybe it's, you know, if you don't hit your goal, then you're going to work that much harder the following week. Whatever it is, make sure you set this. So how do they achieve their why? Second question is, can I do it? And you have to believe in them, and they have to believe in themselves. And a lot of you on the call believe in yourselves, and you've done it already, so you know that they can do it. So make sure that you're there to comfort them, to let them know that they can. Show them that if they do this, they get that. It's the carrot approach. If you get 3 customers on the program, you will make $240 in commission plus $60 bonus, so that's $300 that you will make if you get 3 customers on one of the Wellness Pro programs. And we've had, you know, stories this month alone where people have sent up 20, 30 people just as customers on the program. All they need to do is 3, they will get $300. So it's a classic. Do this, get that. So focus on 2 or 3 vital behaviors, and pick the 3 out of the ones that out of the 5 that we suggest, and show them what they will get. And I highly recommend you using selling and recruiting as as 2 of the 3 behaviors that you want them to work on, especially in the beginning. Create a weekly plan to get that, and I think we already, you know, discussed that. Be clear and specific what is required of them. Yes, I will go over into all these golden behaviors. So be clear and specific what is required. Of them. Is it to reach a certain career ladder goal? Is it to make a certain amount of money this month? Is it to get a certain number of customers? Be clear. Now commit. Are you willing to do this if I help you? This is so important. This is so important. A person must feel like you're to help them, and then they will feel more empowered and also more accountable. So make sure that when they sign up, you tell them that you're there to help them because you want them to succeed, and that you only want to help them to succeed if they are willing to do what it takes there. So you don't want it to waste your time either. And with that said, be their coach, not their mother. I hope the echo went away, and if it does come back, please let me know, and I'll try to readjust my computer. Then follow up regularly. Always ask permission to follow up. May I call you on Saturday to see how you did? Review the weekly plan and adjust the plan. This is very, very important. A lot of people, and when I say a lot of people, I mean a lot of sponsors out there, they bring a person into the team and they're almost scared to find out how they did. They're scared if the person says, "Oh, I tried and I didn't succeed." They're scared what's going to happen, and they don't want to hear excuses, right? No one wants to hear, "Oh, this came up, that came up." But to prevent you from having that nervousness of contacting a personally sponsored recruit, make a schedule when you're going to call them, so they too expect your call. So, can I call you on Saturday? Can I follow up with you on Tuesday evening? What time works for you? And we're going to go over the plan and see how you did. Be devastated, not angry, if they did not try. You are the advocate for their why. So you're helping the person reach their goals. The person is doing it for themselves, not for you. And this is something that is really important to remember. This is an independent business. A person is working on their own goals. They're working on themselves. They're working on their complexes of approaching people. Whatever it may be, they're on their own, in their own minds, in terms of reaching their goals. So do not be angry if they did not meet their goals. Inspire them and make sure you stick to their why. Remind them what their why was. And this is so important. Constantly remind them why they started in the first place, why they can't give up, why they can't give excuses, because their why is strong enough for them to move forward. But there are also times when you need to move on. When you spend time with one person, you cannot spend time with another. When you say yes to one, you are saying no to somebody else. If you try to do everything and be everything for everybody, in the end, you'll be nothing to nobody. And this is the classic 80-20 rule. If a person is constantly giving you excuses, if they say, you know what, Sharon, I am going to sign up 3 people this month. I have 5 customers that are going to come in. This is going to be a great month for me. And you're excited for them. You talk about the plan. You set deadlines. You'll tell them how much they'll make. They're way on reaching their goals. You call them at the end of the month. Nothing's been done. They give you a million excuses, but they say, next month I'm going to do it. So throughout the entire month, you're coaching them, whatever. At the end of the month, nothing is done again. Well, this is time to say, I've committed enough of my time, I've done everything that I can, and I'm going to say no to you in terms of time commitment, and I'm going to give my time and attention to someone who is willing to follow up, and to follow through on what they set out to do. And this is so important, and I've witnessed this time and time in the field. When this happens, the person actually, they snap out of it, and they understand that your time is valuable, that you're not there because of your personal benefit, but you are to help them, and if they don't want to help themselves, then you help somebody else. So that's a very, very important thing to be able to do, is say no to those that aren't worth your time. And this is just an example of how to say no. And by the way, all of these slides will be posted on YouTube, and you'll be able to go over those. And if you'd like a copy of the presentation, I can definitely send that as well. So Maria, I cherish your friendship and know that you are very busy. I really wish I had more time to spend with you. I have others who are very committed to building their business and need more of my time. Please call me when you're ready to work a weekly plan to make a great part-time income. I'll be there for you. This is a very, very nice way to say no and prevent you from wasting your valuable time on people who are just simply not worth it. Then moving on for leaders. And this is earning a full-time income on a part-time basis and then reaching for the stars. And I know a few of you on the call are especially interested in this stage, because this is where you are already in the career ladder. So learning from other successes. Big incomes do not come from your own team. They come from your promote-up generations, and you can't do it by yourself. So although you already have a team that is built in the organization, very likely that some of those rising stars that we talked about will be even further down in your generations. So make sure that you don't just concentrate on those few people that you personally sponsored or their personal recruits, but reach down deep. And I know this happened in Canada in one of the organizations. There's a person who was a customer for over a year, and all of a sudden they realized, not because the upline told them, but because they contacted the office, that they had an opportunity to make money with Wellness Pro. Well, they upgraded up to a wellness consultant, and in the next week they signed up for ACOs. So this person does not know how to recruit, but they know that they can make money, and they started signing people up to become customers because they were a customer themselves, and that's all they know. This person is set out for success. They want to make money. They need attention from one of their sponsors to get them to the next level. So make sure you reach down into your generations and further down in your downline. And if you if you can't do it yourself, you can't figure out the back office, please call the home office so that we can tell you who it is that is active in your downline, because we know. And once again, the secret, of course, is finding your rising stars in the organization. Now, where do I spend my time as a leader? Well, you spend 60% of your time developing other leaders, once again, working with the rising stars in your organization, 25% building a team, and this is building the first 6 levels that you already have and continue to build them, and 15% selling and recruiting. And this is something that should always be in the books for you. It's kind of a skill set that you just cannot lose, and you have to practice over and over again every single month to make sure that you're able to get customers and you're able to attain more new wellness consultants. And why? Because we have that amazing 25% Fast Start bonus program. As soon as a new person comes in, the Fast Start program starts, and you make 25% commission on their volume, which is crazy. And that 25% comes every single week. So you definitely want to be recruiting for yourself for that quick Fast Start bonus check. Now, finding rising stars who build more teams. And those are managers who qualify each month, and leaders who promotes first managers, leaders promoting higher, and promoting up to new teams. And this is ways of locating the rising stars in your organization and helping those rising stars build their own teams and finding rising stars in their organization, and so on and so forth. And this plan is so amazing that you can reach so far deep into your downline that there is no extent to how deep your payouts can go. So by practicing these behaviors and teaching, and you see how important this is, when you find a rising star deep down in an organization and they find a rising star deep down in their organization, this is where the true power of residual income and reaching in depth in your organization comes. And this plan is just so lucrative. It really makes me excited. And if you have been in this industry for a while and you've seen other plans out there, I know today we're talking about how to work the plan, but look at the plan, look at the specifics of the plan, and see how competitive it is based on every single level. To me, it's really exciting. It's just crazy. So building many teams. You cannot do it yourself. You got to develop a leader pack, 6 to 10 top performing leaders that are promoted to past team managers. And some of you on the call, you know who those are. You know who those are in the organization. And those people know how to build managers in new groups. So working as a team just creates this kind of ball of momentum that cannot be stopped. And of course, Wellness Pro, unlike a lot of other plans out there, it promotes that teamwork and collaboration. So make sure you work together with these teams. And make a plan together to work strategically. Just because you have a plan does not mean everyone else has to follow it. So make sure that you get together with those 6 to 10 leaders in your downline and put a plan together that everyone can buy in and feel connected to and be accountable to, so that you truly work together. And I recommend you set not only weekly deadlines, but also by month, whether that be 3 months. We're going to be having a big relaunch event coming up. That should definitely be a solid date where you sit down and you plan exactly how many people you plan to get there to that event. And one of the things about this business that is so great and so important is the social aspect and the camaraderie, and it's something that unites people beyond their places of employment. It's something that you all have in common. You share common goals, you share common skill sets, and it's really fun to get together with people who are on the same page as you. And so try to collect people as often as possible, whether that be up in Canada in one of whether you rent out a restaurant, whether that's it's a church meeting in Atlanta, Georgia, or whether that be a home office here at in California. Make sure you make time to come together and to develop that camaraderie, because that's what really keeps people loyal and keeps them connected to not only Wellness Pro, but to the group and the team that you're trying to build. Then leverage each other's strengths: time, people, skills, passion. Some people are amazing at public speaking. Some people are so scared that is something that definitely prevents them from organizing meetings. So make sure you understand what the person's strengths and weaknesses are, and capitalize on each other's strengths. If a person in your downline is afraid to do meetings, but they know so many people that they can get into a room, they just can't speak, offer to speak yourself. And maybe that person, besides getting the people in, they can put great slides together, or maybe they can do wellness evaluations. Whatever it is, make sure you analyze the situation and work on each other's strength. And finally, work the plan. Set a plan for yourself, and I'm smiling as I say this because I know that those of you on the phone call today and the webinar, you know exactly what it means to work the plan. Wellness Pro has an amazing plan that is here to help you work your plan, which is the opportunity calls on Tuesdays and these leadership webinars on Wednesday. But make sure beyond those things that you develop your own plan with your downline and stick to it. And working the plan. Knowing how to work the plan is even more important than knowing how the plan works. And that is something that I'm going to leave you with today. And let's say it again. Knowing how to work the plan is even more important than knowing how the plan works. So make sure you go out there. You understand the power of leveraging a team. You understand how important it is to help others reach their goals. And we went through all the ways you can motivate a person through finding their why, to setting a plan for themselves, and working with a person to help them reach their goals. And of course, Jim Rohn said that if you help others get what they want, you'll have anything in life that you want. So with that, thank you very much, and I'd like to open the floor up for any questions if there are any. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I guess there are no questions. Oh, I'm so sorry. ACO is in promotions. Of course. Gosh, we have 3 days left. We have 3 days left until the end of the ACO promotion. And before you go, Sharon and Orlando and Michael and I know Todd's on the line, this promotion is a game changer. This promotion allows you to sign up before the 25th on an ACO and have a 40% discount throughout the entire year as long as you're on this program. A 40% discount is the maximum discount that a person can have. This is over $400 of savings, and there are so many people who are in ACOs already who are sticking to it at a 30% discount. If you already receive an ACO, Sharon, call the office, and if it's a process after the 25th, just ask them to change the process before the 25th, or ask them to change your date to be in between those days, and we will honor that promotion. And that's something that's been sent out in the emails. But all of those people who, for whatever reason, are not an ACO, and that reason usually is the financial reason, this is such an incredible promotion. Okay, so you're into the beginning of the month, Sharon. You can definitely call in the office and ask you to be put within those days. So if you have an organization who has been idle, or people in your organization who have been idle, This is an amazing way to get them reactivated, re-signed up. This window is closing in 3 days. And besides that, the founding program is closing on the 31st of this month. And we've had so many people join this month. It's been incredible. So make sure that when people do come in, they come in with a Wellness Pro leadership pack, so they're part of that initial community that makes them even more, feel even closer to the company than they already are. Okay? So with that said, thank you everyone for